Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Let's continue. So we've got a lot of little busy work, OCD collectible work to do right now. I looked at the last recording because in the middle of the recording I realized I hadn't set the affinity correctly, so the set affinity trick was not done, and thus the game for me was looking a little, oh, what's the right word? Hiccupy. It kind of hiccups, and particularly when you do something like this, it's not a smooth circle. And as I looked at the video, you know, even after I did the affinity trick for the recording, it looks slightly worse than what I experienced personally in the game, and I don't know why that is. Maybe in some awkward and odd way this game is going above 60 frames per second. Alright, I would love to be able to grab something there. That didn't work. I need to get up on this section. And we've got another one of these situations that are just annoying. Let me up.
Let them have it.
This is that platform that you can only get up through this one path. I decided to buy the flag maps and the treasure maps, and I'll just buy everything. It'll cost me a decent amount of money, certainly, but at the end of the day, I think just getting those things off the list lets me move forward a little bit better. No, don't fall all the way down. That would have sucked. We've got a shrunken head. We actually need shrunken heads. So there's our parachute. I have 14 more of those. The game wants me to go 500 meters for that, which is a really long time considering I just last recording ran for 300 meters, and that was a lot further than I thought it would have been. I have one more of those guys I want to shoot. Let's see. Where's the treasure chest? Where are you, treasure chest? On the other side of this wall. Turn around, hit B, drop down. Hit B again the second time to drop. You really do lock on the ledges in an awkward way in this game. It hurts the fluidity of movement. Like, you're decently fluid when you're running upward from something, but when you want to run downward to something, it doesn't work. That was another Thieves Guild challenge done. I'm trying to get all these guild challenges done. Don't know why. I don't think they're gonna. It's gonna make it any cheaper, or make these groups of the courtesans or thieves any better at doing what I hire them to do, because they seem like they're mostly perfect already. When you tell them to lure somebody away, they with 100% certainty lure them away. And as we get these last few chests that we can find, it's getting me a moderate amount of the store shop items, but I don't feel like I'm going to have all of those quests done and be able to turn them in. See, I think right here, this courtesan building, I've turned everything to a courtesan building. I think I probably need to turn them into militia buildings now, or thieves buildings. I would say militia buildings, though. And then our next spot is this direction. Here we go. So, where is this building? Here it is. I'm gonna just turn it into a mercenaries building. And I think that's probably gonna work with us just fine. So I'm gonna just send those guys away after guards for no real reason. I also need to do an arrow storm, or a few of them. So we've got one available to us, and it's unlikely we will find a pigeon coop to. I need to assassinate somebody from a hiding spot. That was another one. You can see over here the vigilantes are more than willing to stand in the way of the enemies. Well, that isn't gonna work. And it won't let me kill him until so vigilantes are helping out. Call some assassins to help out too. Now, the slight danger you have in a game like this, having a team that effectively could be considered even better and more powerful than the main character, is that you might start to feel like you're not doing anything other than calling in assassins to help you. I would say that in this case, however, they do a decent job of making sure there's enough of a timer and enough of a delay that doesn't happen. Next location is where? Well, I think I got them all. Let's go do this assassin's contract. So you might get the idea of getting on top of this building and then, well, there's no great way down, is there? We'll just take that. I don't know if that's a quest, actually, or not. To have them assassinate people on the rooftops. But we'll play around with that as if it is something. Can I get close enough to target this guy? Not from that point. Come on. I can't get close enough to this guy. Hey, there is a guy with a gun. Hey, and there's a Borgia flag, so we'll take that too. Anybody else on the rooftop? Well, there's one over there. Successful missions all around. Now, smoke bombs are the third weapons that they're getting. They don't seem to use their guns too much, preferring to stay in the shadows as any good assassin should. So, I have a difficulty 5, and if I was to set this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, we can do all of that. If I was to take out this and put in this one, that might be the better way to balance that. Send one 3-tier character out by himself. And I don't think I have enough to do a 5-tier again. Oh, but maybe I can do a 4-tier. Let's see. Yeah. These 4. And that's going to take 12 minutes. And I'm not sure if this isn't going to just completely liberate Florence. Because I think at a certain point, you do. Like, I've done 10 successful contracts in Florence, and I'm not sure if that just is it, and then Florence is just going to be under assassin control, and then constantly giving me money. Hey, there's a Katrina memory over there too. Interesting. I forgot to do the assassin mission while I'm here. Let's see. Merchants under Borgia protection often trade favors for the at the expense of their honest peers. Teach the Borgia to protect. Teach them that protection from Borgia protection is a myth. Use the assassin recruit to assist in the diversion. All right. See, do I want to run over here and? Oops.
I'll have a guard on you, bitch.
My health, by the way, does not fully heal now. It only does so many bars. And now that my armor has been upgraded, I lost my assassin people. Where are they? No assassins remain. Well then I guess we're just not gonna get a full sync here. No, I just gotta walk between these two and stay kind of Nope, this was a detection issue. So double assassination, not the way to do this. We'll use the smoke bomb instead. Sure doesn't feel like there's a smooth place to transition and run from where we started to where we end. So these two. Wait, is the guy even there? Or is he back behind this one? Full synchronization failed, but whatever. And that's kind of a rude way to label it, honestly. But whatever. If the game wants to say I'm a failure because I didn't do it the way they wanted me to do it, then fine. Like, I'm not here to impress a game that kind of fails to impress me. In some spots. If I'm just gonna get downright critical on it. Where is this memory? I saw it. And here it is. There we go. We're gonna have a little bit of a run to reach it, but whatever. Well, no, that's not a whatever. I'm whatevering too many things here. It is a very, very obvious. I've apparently decided to get in the middle of a fight with the thieves. The 100 eyes. I don't even know what side I'm fighting for. Seems like they're all fighting each other, and I just got in the middle of this. Like, what was going on there? See, that guy's a thief. And so I could grab him and throw him. Turn off our lock on him. That was kind of just random.
Don't forget to visit.
I'm not sure how much money I have. Let's go ahead and purchase this. And I can't afford this. And we'll go ahead and invest in this. And as far as paintings, yeah, there is gonna be this whole element to the game, isn't it, where I just have to run around to every single painting shop to purchase paintings if I want them all. I feel like we're probably over the hump as far as money. We were never really in a terrible position to begin with. I also kind of have this opinion that I wish it had just looked at my save file from my previous game and said, you know what, we know you played the previous game a lot. Let's give you half of whatever amount of money you ended that game with, because that would have been almost certainly a ridiculously large amount of money. And then you could have just opted out of doing all the Rome rebuilding. Or honestly, maybe just make an option in the game. Or if somebody made a mod for the Assassin's Creed series that did that, where it's like, every game we're just going to let you to load a save file where everything is 100% saved, and you just have to play the main story, core memories. That would be interesting. Is there a hide spot? I can't start the memory until I can't start a memory until I've done this, so try to get double assassinations. I think if I want to disarm them, by the way, I think what I have to do is have a unequipped, or I'd have to go down to fighting barehanded and grab their weapons. So maybe I'll try some of that. Let's do this Christina memory, which these Christina memories still don't make any sense. They're just nostalgia and extra things. And I don't know if they're DLC and I'm not getting that or what. Like, if she shows up at the end of the story and plays any real part to what's actually going on, it's just gonna feel like the Christina memories are just foreshadowing.
Ezio! What are you doing here?
I only just came back to Firenze. Look at you.
And see, we're just seeing flashbacks to the previous game, Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, Ezio, it's been 2 years.
And I've thought of nothing but you.
Oh, but Ezio...
What is it?
I'm engaged to be married. My father kept asking me to choose. I thought I would never see you again. Ah! It's Manfredo! He's going to kill him! What?
Dale, he lost money to. He's dragged them out to the end of the new bridge.
Who the hell is Manfredo?
My fiancé.
So now I go save her fiance from the gamblers. Alright. Go to the new bridge. And we're running around very limited sections of the previous game. If I was to try to go off the beaten path too much in any one way, you're guaranteed to hit a memory wall. I don't think I could purchase things. And this is taking too long.
It wasn't my fault. I was going to have the money for you today, but the payment came in late. Where do you think you're going?
And those guys are easy to kill.
Grazie, emissary. You don't know how close. Whoa, hey, aspetta. What are you doing?
Do you love her?
What?
Do you love her? Christina! The woman you're about to marry.
Yes, I do. I swear I do. Kill me here, and I will die still loving her.
You are never going to gamble again.
Never, emissary.
You will be a good husband to her. Or I will hunt you down and kill you myself.
So he doesn't mind if she gets married as long as he can still make out with her. Ah, the Renaissance.
He's fine. He'll make a good husband. I made sure of it.
What?
Interesting memory. Look at how much armor I have right now, too. Like, massive amount of armor from the previous game. And then when we get back into the regular, it's going to be barely half of that. Yeah. I need a poster. Where can I tear down the poster? Lower my notoriety, please. And apparently I'm the only one they're even looking for any crimes, because they're not posting any other posters of anyone else. Where are we now in the gameplay? Let's see. Quarter-sand building. There's a flag here. And a pigeon coop here. Get this flag, and go back then to this one, and then this memory, I think, is what we've got to do. Yeah. So, to the pigeon coop we go. There was a... Let's see. Let's try grabbing this guy. And then I'm commandeering this horse. I'm commandeering your horse. Whether you like it or not. So all of that was towards working towards a goal, so I have to do that several more times to steal the horses. There's another quest to hide in these. And see, when you do this in particular, it takes forever to lower your notoriety. And I think it may not ever work here, because I think I may have lost my notoriety. Well, lost the chase sequence there before I jumped in, and now the mini-map is just not updating. You can also see that the fabric physics is not great here. It's rather rigid little pieces of cloth. Yeah. Okay, so that symbol on the minimap doesn't mean what I thought it meant. So later on I'll have to attempt to do what I planned on doing. I may not actually have any assassins who are done. No, I don't. That was a waste of time. I'm so used to the concept of having something I need to do that there's a purchase item that it didn't even occur to me to see if I actually did need to do anything. Air assassinate. Was I over somebody that I could have air assassinated from a parachute? That would have been cool. There you go.
Don't worry, we'll catch him.
My poor assassin there didn't have any work to actually do. Because I had already killed everybody too fast. But the more I do stuff like this, the more my notoriety goes up.
Sweet Jesus.
Let's go this direction. I definitely am having general issues of just getting around, and I don't feel like I'm messing up and missing things. If I'm gonna, like, it really feels like things are intentionally far away from them. I assume this isn't a memory of subject 16. $45 of 101 Borgia flags. What's our next location? I can chase after this guy, or I can go to this memory. Let's see what they do. Are they gonna chase after the thief and catch him?
Displays of public drunkenness and lewdness will only be tolerated within limits on this day. The saints may favor your murder, the council will not.
So yeah, I think the thief just got away there. Interesting. Assassin. Level 8. Looks like there's gonna be a level 9. We got a new quest here for 3. A 3 could be done by a 6, but I think almost... I kind of think maybe a 4 could be done by a 6 too. This with this. balance that out. And then we'll find maybe a 4. How about this 4? No, I don't want to do a 4 if that's how it's gonna work. We'll do this 4 instead. The ones that get you items apparently are more difficult. Doing a lot of non-Assassin's Creed gameplay here. Suppose I could assassinate people who aren't bad guys, but I don't see a reason. That might not count anyways. I'll just have to be more aware of the quests that they want us to do, as far as jump from a beam to a horse, or horse to an air assassination, or whatever it is. See, and I hear that little jingle, but I don't see anything. Here we go to move the main story forward. Let's just double check on the map that there's nothing else that can be done. You have to do a little bit of zooming in just to... Maybe I should turn off posters on the map. I filled it back up with the flag treasure chests, treasure maps too. When we get to this section, and this section, and this section, and this section, the game is going to be very awkward. It's going to have so many things to do right back at it. And it seems like only one thing left to repair in this central district, which is probably that. How much do I have in the bank right now? Not enough. So main story time. And see, I think we got 2 people to talk to.
Well done, Ezio. The courtesans tell me only the loyal remain.
They speak the truth.
Then let us not delay. Ambassadors from the Spanish king and German emperor have been discovered in Roma, seeking Cesare's support. Render them impotent, my son.
So she wants me to kill a couple people. And that's new courtesan assignments. And we can look here. Evade 7 enemies with this. I've commandeered 1 horse. I need assassinate from behind, assassinate from blending spots. A lot of that stuff. Making slow progress here. And there's nothing up here. And I don't think there's ever going to be anything up here. It feels like there should be paintings on these walls, though. But whatever. This is just a tiny little section. This is the kind of section of the game that you would totally let some unknown third-party support development team make and say, just decorate this room and we'll put some characters in it and have them dancing around.
What do you want?
You spoke of a senator at the meeting.
Find him on the Campidoglio. You do not need me.
Once I kill the banker, your girls must take his money back to the underground.
Fine.
Stay alert.
So, visit Senator from Campidoglio to ascertain the banker's location. Do not be detected while escorting the Senator. That's a strange way of phrasing it. So I've started a main mission somewhat oddly when I also unlock some courtesan missions.
Trust me. Never see dirt like mine, Bambino. Trust me.
So I'm trying to stay stealthy here. Let's play this like an assassin. Now, there is always this issue. Are you an assassin or are you a ninja? In this game, it actually has you play more like a ninja than an assassin. Ninjas, all ninjas are assassins, not all assassins are ninjas, if that makes sense. That's the, like, you could certainly be like John Wilkes Booth, who shot Abraham Lincoln, who was certainly not extremely sneaky about it, and be an assassin like that. You could be like Lee Harvey Oswald, who wasn't the sneaky person about it. Both of those people simply had guns and a clear shot to pull the trigger. But under this Assassin Creed idea of an assassin, you always are attempting to stay hidden. You're always trying to use a hidden blade, which is not a thing that, to my knowledge, really existed. There are similar, somewhat similar things that actually existed, but nothing on the wrist. That there's actually a good reason why a wrist-mounted hidden blade would be a pretty terrible weapon, in the sense that it wouldn't give you much control of where you're thrusting the blade. It also might very well break your wrists. So, yeah, the idea is cool in from See, now do I want to get this? I'm in the middle of this quest to do this, and I want to go ahead and just climb up here and jump with this, jump back down. I've got a lot of courtesans, and they only cost 75 now, so they did get cheaper, it seems. So frankly, that's not worth your time. By the time you've done all of the things necessary to get up one rank, even with the courtesans or the thieves or the mercenaries, to lower their price, you probably have earned so much money, unless you just didn't purchase and upgrade shops. And if you didn't want to purchase and upgrade shops, then you probably don't want money in the first place. I don't have enough money here. Let's see. Like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do.
Did you hear? Ezio wants to get rid of the exemption licenses.
Please, every citizen who feels mistreated by our laws should be allowed to pay for an exemption to those laws. Such is our duty, as Jesus Christo said, blessed Adamus.
Wow, what a weird concept. What am I supposed to be doing?
Ezio's been asking for money again.
What is it for this time?
I think I'm supposed to
diminish the frequency of public execution.
I think I'm supposed to listen to these people and spy on them. Maybe it's just slightly over this direction. There he is.
No more arguing.
Your bill has come due. Make an exception for an old man.
No,
The banker sent us to collect. I will have his money momentarily.
not good enough.
So he's an old man. Alright, so we were gonna try and disarm these guys and then kill them with their own weapon. And then, let's see. And then we'll try and disarm this guy. Wait for him to attack, disarm him, take his weapon, and kill him.
A good Samaritan in Roma. I thought they were a dying breed.
Look, there's a flag back there.
Regidio Troche.
I don't owe you money too, do I?
I'm looking for Cesare's banker.
Ha! Cesare Borgia. And you are?
A friend of the family.
Cesare has a lot of friends these days. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them.
I can pay.
Ma che meraviglia! He fights guards and he gives away money. Where have you been all my life?
Better get out of here.
I know a place.
So this is gonna be awkward, because I want to do this.
You're going to have to protect me, though. The guards aren't being very friendly, if you know what I mean.
Alright, we are supposed to go this direction. And
Someone really wants you dead.
A few months ago, my brother Francesco, the Pope's Chamberlain... I know, don't get me started. He told me of Cesare's plans for Romagna. I wrote to the ambassador of Venezia, warning him. One of my letters must have been intercepted.
so will these guys just casually walk me up
The Senate has
the
nothing
stairs?
to do these days. The Borgia have taken all the power. You know what it's like to not having cazzo to do? It changes a man. I admit I've been gambling, drinking.
And whoring.
Oh, you're good. Was it the perfume on my sleeve?
Something like that.
So we've got another one of these scenarios where I'm not even touching the controller. Not even touching the controller. Just staying stealthy, playing this.
Senators used to petition about real issues like unlawful cruelty, abandoned children. Now we write up legislation on the appropriate width of women's sleeve.
Not you. You raise money for false causes to pay back your gambling debts.
False causes. I am interested in pursuing them as soon as I am financially able to do so. You ever looked at the grave and think, this is the most significant thing I will ever do?
Well, not being detected didn't work. Oh. Let's see.
Get back here! Nowhere to run now, Stronzo!
Let's see. How about this? Just float in the air for a little bit.
Stay back! Let me go!
Yeah, that didn't work at all. Just trying to disarm all these guys. Come on. This isn't gonna work, apparently. He's got too good of a deflection. He's almost dead. So,
What is your plan?
like, I've got to be real careful now. Because he's been taking too much damage. Are you there? Make your way this direction. Please don't die. To the memory.
He's not safe here. Must keep moving.
Well, the good news is that checkpointed. So... with the checkpoints, we can move forward. I don't think he'd jump over if I jumped over. Is he following closely behind? Senator is under attack again. Keep on killing. Or bring in an assassin to help me. It's kind of funny your assassin recruits start talking like you. The whole rest in peace and all of that. And then hire these. Let's see, I'm trying to lock in on these guys to distract them and it doesn't even work. I killed the wrong people. Get them. 4 against 1.
Let's do it.
And see, this is a great example.
Cannot stop here. Too many guards.
Like a really great example of how the game can get a lot easier with that. With the assassins ready to go. Still not incredibly easy. It's not like I can just call them and they will follow and protect the character the whole time. The senator. Isn't it funny? Like, I've heard the senator mentioned in Star Wars more often than I've heard it's mentioned in anything else, so that's the first thing I think now. So double the number of assassins to come help this time.
Your death was necessary.
These assassin recruits are talking more like Altair than Ezio, even.
Qui, maledette letters. I should never have sent them to the ambassador. Now Cesare will murder me. Benvenuto to the home of my brother Francesco. Thank God he's not here. We haven't talked since he found out about the letters. What did you want again?
Cesare's banker.
Right. I need to arrive with the money. Problem is, There is no man.
You are meeting the banker. Where?
I never know until I'm there. I go to one of 3 places. Then his friends take me to him.
I will bring you all the money you owe.
Sul serio? You need to stop this. You might actually give me hope.
So I need 3,000 flooring to access this memory. 50% sync there. What should we do? We've got about 5 minutes. Is it worth it to start the memory, or do we, like, there's really nothing else here to do. There's a courtesan assignment and a courtesan assignment both over here. There's this over here, but I don't have enough money to purchase that. There's the occasional treasure chest and flag laying around. I could run to the bank and back for whatever that's really worth, or run up here and try to get all of those. Maybe we'll just leave the animus. Yeah, let's do that. That'll take about 5 minutes. Have conversations with people outside the animus and take a little bit of a break.
Don't stand up too fast.
So these are the 4 of the 5 collectibles that we were supposed to have found, and I just don't think you're going to be able to find the 5th one at all until you're done. Let's see, what new email that's so important have we got? Hey guys, just a quick heads up, there was a white unmarked van parked across the street when I went to get batteries yesterday. It is still there today. When I came back for food, it was a little too nondescript for my liking. It's just the right size for surveillance screen. I checked again in a few minutes, but it was gone, but I keep an eye out. So that's slightly interesting. Quick update on the remaining counterparts around the globe. The Moscow team is safe and secure. They're currently chasing a potential lead on another piece of Eden, so fingers crossed on that one. I've done a little research for them myself, and I've confirmed a few of their suspicions, so it might be, it's looking good at the moment. So that might have been the team that we did in the DLC and helped out. San Pablo, they have moved, they had to move safe houses again, and this time it was too close. I suspect there's a leak on their team, so headquarters is looking into it. It's likely the team will go dark soon and try to flesh out the mole. Hopefully they can catch it before it catches up to them, but they are they are supported, so that's a plus. Osaka, as per plan, they are still dark. They're scheduled to make contact with headquarters in 72 hours, so hopefully they're okay, and we've and have lost their tail. More to come, S for Sean. So there's only like 3 teams, it seems, of them, of the assassins at all. And we don't need to really look at any of the deleted stuff. Still very crazy. We can know their passwords. So we already read this one. This is a response to something. I'd be lying if I didn't say this. I feel the same way sometimes, but when I do, I try to think about what would become of this world if we weren't fighting this fight. It's hard, Rebecca, and that's why you were chosen, like me, because you can endure it. But I know your resilience doesn't make you invincible. Come by my room in the morning and we can talk about whatever, Lucy. So, hey Lucy, Desmond was screaming in his sleep pretty loud last night. It's getting worse. I don't know if you heard it too, but I thought I'd let you know. So I keep if I see, no, that was an 9/18/2012, and now we're at 9/28/2012. So we've been down here for almost like a week. It's getting harder and harder. I miss my family, I miss my dog, I miss my life. I know what we're doing is important, but I can't help but feel this way, especially when we're spinning our wheels like we are now. I guess I'm saying is I need someone to talk to, and you're the only person who understands. I guess there's Sean, but he just makes sarcastic comments. I don't want that right now, Rebecca. So I keep screaming in my sleep, apparently. Like, I don't know how he couldn't have heard it, honestly. They seem to all sleep on the floor next to each other, basically. Let's see. This is one we already read. William Inn. Here's an update of our team's location and activities for you to pass on to the others. You'll probably be contacted by one of the members of San Pablo. You're their lifeline, so be ready. You'll be glad to know that everyone is safe for the time being. So this is almost a longer version of the note we've already of what he said. In fact, he actually just copied and pasted almost the entire message. I wouldn't share this one with the others yet. I wouldn't want to alarm them until absolutely necessary. Denver off the grid, and this one isn't planned. It looks like may have lost another one. Headquarters is investigating. So Denver is out of the picture. So Sean literally just copied and pasted 3 of the 4 reports from William M., who I don't even know if we know who William M. is. You're still going in when it's your turn. If you need me to hold your hand and protect you from the big bad man, just ask. Read The Anger of Italian Apes. I don't understand what that one is. The Anger of Italian Apes. Dear Lucy, I regret to inform you I'll no longer trek in the town for the foreseeable future. I'll spare you the gory details, but suffice it to say, an exchange of words, hand gestures, and grunts with a large Italian fellow has made it clear to me that he plans to murder your favorite male co-worker on sight. I'm truly sorry for any inconvenience this might come. Fine, but when the brute eats my pancreas, you'll be without a lead data manager. This interface is awful. I mean, it's kind of a funny story if they just had people voice act this. Let's see, here's one to William. Your last email troubled me more for your sake than the fate of the project. I have no idea what has gotten into you, but you're going to come down with an ulcer if you don't relax a little. You're doing excellent work. There's nothing to worry about. In terms of Desmond, however, I think you're somewhat justified in your concern. I need you to keep an eye on him and report anything you observe that might be relevant. When you get back here, we'll run tests on him. But I'm sure on your watch there's no need to worry. Take care of yourself and get some sleep. And let's see. It's interesting the way certain people seem to have different authority over other people. You would think Lucy was just the boss and the other 2 were under her, but it seems like Sean gets information from William, who is the boss of Lucy, and everybody else. It seems odd. So here's the sleeping bag. Here's the sleeping bag. Here's 2 more sleeping bags. There are 4 people, including myself, in this room. There are 4 sleeping bags. I assume the 2 sleeping bags are either are the 2 girls, and this is probably me, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is Sean. Or maybe it's the 2 guys and Rebecca and Lucy. But when they say come over to my room and talk about it, like, what room are you talking about? There's no rooms here.
What happened to Caterina Sforza?
She went back to Florence and petitioned unsuccessfully for the return of her lands. Then she died of pneumonia.
That's sad.
That's life. Well, that's death, technically, but you take my point.
So Katarina's story just kind of ends. And she may be based on a real person, so I think that probably is why they'd put that in there.
We ever gonna visit the head assassins? I heard about this meeting place when I was younger.
Apparently it exists, though I'm not sure, because I've never been.
You'll get to see it once we have the apple.
Well, I expect amazing things. A private espresso bar, for example.
What a waste of money.
You obviously aren't an espresso drinker.
And see, that's 2 conversations, and that's probably it.
You know I love talking about this stuff, Desmond, but we have work to do now.
And see, the girls have moved over slightly to different locations.
How's the power situation?
It's okay for now, but the power lines are from the Stone Age.
Bloody third world country!
You're talking about Italy.
No, Europe in general.
I didn't know England was a third world country.
England is not in Europe, actually, Rebecca. We tolerate Europe, you know? Like a person tolerates herpes.
I guess with the Brexit, which has happened many years after this game, you might argue they don't tolerate Europe that much.
How did you manage to create a copy of the Animus?
You know, Lucy sent me schematics.
I thought she couldn't get anything out of Abstergo.
She had her ways. I improvised on the rest.
Huh.
And there's our 2 conversations with her.
We gonna get any food in here?
People who don't work, don't eat. I'm kidding. You knew I was kidding, right?
Right. Smile and nod.
Someone just volunteered to get the food.
It was worth it.
So, is there food now? Where? Where's the food? I see little boxes and things. Press any button? There is food.
Carnivore.
Hypocrite. Did you know plants give off chemicals which attract predatory insects when they're attacked? Sounds pretty animal-like to me.
You know too much for your own good.
That's what my priest used to say.
So that you'd think the assassins care if you're not vegan. So I ate a hamburger. I feel like that's only there for some weird Uplay achievement. Where did Lucy go?
We'll talk later.
Where are you, Lucy? And see, I think I've probably seen all the mail, but it's gonna glow until I potentially just look at every single thing, and I have no interest in doing that. And any button works because this section is almost certainly programmed by some non-main team.
My work requires attention, Desmond.
And so where is she? Where did Lucy go? She's out here.
Sometimes I feel so disconnected from everything out there. Nearly a decade of my life gone, searching for those pieces of Eden.
Think how great you'll feel when we finally stop the Templars.
I'm not sure it will ever end, Desmond. I can't do this forever.
I don't buy it. The Lucy I know brought me here and taught me how to see. She would never give up.
I guess I trained you pretty well, huh?
You did all right.
So, conversation there. And unless there's something that happens, or we find that unmarked van, I'm really not of the opinion that you can find the final collectible yet. So I don't want to spend an entire 10 minutes here. Like, this door is not moving. What kind of van would it be? I would think it would have to be bigger than those little minivans. I'm kind of just gonna stay on the ground this time too. Just in case. Just looking everywhere yet again. Wouldn't it be crazy if after running out of around these areas for so many different times, you just got attacked by Abstergo enemies and actually had to fight in the present time, right when you weren't expecting to ever be attacked? That'd be a pretty spooky twist. But I don't think this game has it in it to do something like that. I'm just gonna walk over here just to make sure. Also just look in the tree to make sure there's nothing there. Yeah, and I think I've been everywhere and done everything. Unless there is some trickery to, like, getting right on top of these elements. And this is just like the Borgia Towers, where at the beginning of the game it feels like you could have done them all, and it turns out no, the game wasn't ever going to let you do that because there's 3 more hidden in a section that's completely blocked off to you. So you come out to read emails, you come out to have a few conversations, and do nothing else. Unless there's some collectible hidden amongst some trees. I still have no clue what you would even get if you did get the collectibles. The game never told me. Never even mentioned them. So I feel like you'd probably just get an achievement. Nothing up here. Nothing over there. We've checked those. Oh man, it is right here. It was sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Well, then we have no more reason to run out in the open area. So, was that Claudia's book or what? I don't even know. Let's see. And conversations.
You know I love talking about this stuff, Desmond, but we have work to do now.
And conversation with her.
Focusing on this.
And can't eat. I could have probably eaten earlier.
There's no time to talk.
And that's all that was worth. It's very dentist chair like to see her hovering over you when you get back in the machine. So where are we now? We're not too far away from our goal, so we're right set where we need to do. Let's see where we are in the DNA sequence. 5. We're just on memory 2, so we still got some banker stuff to do and all of that. So we're in a good position. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.